Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, all of you, with my slightly moving camera. Yes, hello, it is Rambler here, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. Slightly late, I do admit, but at the same time, at least I got there in the end. So, yeah, basically Merry Christmas, and year 2017 almost coming to an end, which hasn't really been that great. But then again, it hasn't really been that bad either. It's just been one of those years where overall it's been a bit shit, really, isn't it? But oh well, never mind, I'm sure 2018 will top that later. But for now, I thought I'd celebrate the fact that we've reached around 490 subscribers, which we've had for quite a while now. But still, that and it's Christmas, let's celebrate all that stuff. And I hope all of you who may be watching this have had or are having, most likely had, by the way, because it's probably been in the past, but still, I've had a very good Christmas, irrespective of the year you see this in. So, how are we going to celebrate this? Well, with my usual sort of eating and drinking thing, really. I mean, I could have done a video game video, but then that would be too cliched and expected. No! I'm going to rip off Ashens and do a taste testing video. But what of? You might be thinking, it's Christmas. Is it going to be something Christmassy, something special, something cultural and relevant towards the holidays? Well, sort of. It is going to be 100 years of port wine. Yeah, I bet you weren't expecting that, weren't you? Unless you looked at the title. Yes, of course. It's 100 years of port wine. It's actually difficult to actually show the whole box, but basically, I got this as a stocking present of my parents, which was very kind of them, considering I'm nearly 30 years old, and really I'm too old for that sort of thing. But still, they insist, and here it is. It's made by a company called Maynard's. Fine ports back to 1652 is what the year says there on the gold text, which you can't see very well. And it was from Aldi, of all places. Yes, the German discount store that competes with Lidl in the UK and Germany and Europe, and it's doing very well. But then Brexit happened, and it'll probably still do well even, I should say. I've had a bit to drink today, but still, it'll do well until prices go up, and then it'll sort of fizzle out and... well, it'll be any other supermarket, really. But until then, they did this, which is basically 4 bottles of port, 4 small bottles, I must add, that add up to 100 years, which is quite cool. So basically what we've got here is 4 bottles of port. I believe it's tawny, but it doesn't actually specifically say. But one is 10 years old, one is 20, one is 30. Can you guess what the other one is? That's right, it's 100 years. No, it's not a lie. It's 40 years old, basically. And I just thought it was a really nice present. I was very grateful to my parents, and it was a very thoughtful gift. And apparently, they were going to get me this last Christmas, but it's sold out. It was very, very popular, and I believe it's sold out again this year. So all I'm going to do is basically test each one. I'm just going to have a little glass of each one and just see if there's a difference between 10, 20, 30 and 40-year-old port. Now, I have to say, because this is from Aldi, I'm a little bit dubious as to whether these are really 10, 20, 30 and 40 years old. I actually had last year for my birthday, which is a few days after Christmas, a bottle of cognac, which was, again, from Aldi, but it was from the year of my birth, and I was like, oh, that's quite cool, that must be quite tasty and what have you. Looked very nice, and it tasted like ass. So I'm assuming... well, this probably won't taste like ass, it's port, but I doubt there'll be a difference, but that's what we're going to find out. So let's have a quick look at the box then. It's difficult to show, unfortunately, because it's so long. But there you go, 100 years of port. On the side, you've got Maynard's, which is a sort of brand that happens in Aldi. I don't know if it's Aldi exclusive or just a company. Maynard's history dates back to 1652, when Walter Maynard, the illustrious ancestor of I was going to say Van Zevella then, but it's not. It's Van Zeller family, so you tell we're in German territory, became one of the first British merchants to open ship port from Porto. Sorry, I'll say that again. First British merchants to ship port from Porto. I am aware that, of course, our British heritage has a lot of German influence, or Austrian, so that's okay, I guess. Look at our royal family. They're good people, right? Right, anyway, so, yeah. And we've got basically 20 centilitres of each port year. 10, 20, 30 and 40 years of 20 centilitres each. So it's the equivalent of a bottle with a little bit extra. So that's kind of nice. So let's open it up then. And it sort of opens on the side, I think. I actually better open it on the side, and all the bottles are going to fall out now. Nope, we're good to go. And yeah, you can see there's 4 bottles neatly stacked. And they're actually stacked in a way where the base of each bottle is... concave, so it actually slots into the bottles. Let's get these out actually and let's have a gander at these. It's like one big bottle. It's very impressive. So if I just get them out, there's one. They're very nice bottles, by the way, I have to say, for a port from Aldi. Very, very nicely presented. I must give them that. Along with the cheap polystyrene sort of top lid bit there. But anyway, here they are. Let's go over to this exterior box, because I can't show you all on the camera, because I haven't got enough space, nor a better lens. But yeah, basically, here we are. Our 4 bottles of port. And straight away, you can probably see that there's a small problem already. They all look the same colour. So yeah, here's your 10-year-old, here's your 20 and 30 and well, 40, if you guess, there are the numbers. But yes, they basically look all the same in terms of colour, which is not a very good start when it comes to aged port. I'm not saying port changes colour during the years, but I have to say I'm a little bit dubious again as to whether these are really 10, 20, 30 and 40 years old. That's what we're going to test. And of course we've got ourselves a little glass as well to appropriate with this. Now, it's not really a scientific or accurate test, so admittedly, you know, we're dealing with sort of, you know, YouTube-y sort of science experimenty thing. But basically, we're just going to have a quick sip or taste of each of these. Well, I am, you're not, but you're just going to take my word for it. You can join in if you want with your own beverage, port or otherwise. I'm just going to see if there's any difference amongst the ages. So let's start with the 10-year-olds. But again, I love the bottles. I really do. It's a really nice bottle design. On the back, we've got just some MacGuffin. Same old stuff, really. All of them have the same amount of alcohol in terms of alcohol content, all 20 centiliters. So, but yeah, personally, I just really don't think these are as aged as they say. I think what's probably happened is they probably each took a bottle of port and then put them through a sort of environment where they sort of sped up the conditions, so it looked or acted like they were aged, but really they weren't. That will probably be it. So in other words, they simulated the port being aged 40 years when really it isn't. So yeah, science and stuff. There's the Germans or the Austrians, wherever this came from. They know what they're talking about. Even though it says it's British, it's a lie. Right, anyway, so let's start with, then, the 10-year-old. And just have a quick sip and just see if there's a difference. But, again, personally, I don't think there is. But it's worth a look. It's Christmas. Why not? Now, unfortunately, I haven't really prepared for this properly. So trying to get the bottle lid off is going to be annoying. So you'll have to bear with me a moment while I do this. Oh, God, why do they make this so difficult to get into? Probably so then you don't drink it and discover their secret. It's all lies. But anyway, there's no pull tab or anything on these. This is really bad, this is. Well, oh, no, maybe there is. Hang on. Well, there is, but it's so cheaply done. It's kind of melded into one, so it's actually really difficult to get open. Oh, come on. Come on. And instead I pulled the cork off and spilled port all over the place. Well, if that was 10-year port, we've gone and spilt at least 5 centilitres of the stuff. Stupid port. It smells nice though. Oh God, it smells very raisiny. It does. It smells like I've opened up a bottle of liquid raisin. But yes, basically, look, there's the top, and it's like wrapped in this sort of thing. And I tried to sort of like wrap it to uncork it. It just came off. So I assume we can do that for the rest of them. But yeah, it just smells like raisins. Let's just have a quick whiff of the top. Yeah, it smells of raisins. I don't know if port... I suppose port can be made from raisins. It's all grape at the end of the day, isn't it? And raisins are just a shriveled grape. So I guess. But anyway, here's a nice generous amount of port. Again, not very professional, I must say. But there you go. And, yeah, it's a nice colour. I don't know if it's tawny port. Most likely tawny, I think. But yeah, it looks alright. I mean, it doesn't look bad or anything. Yeah, it just smells of raisins. So, maybe it is. Maybe it is as old as they say. And they just made it out of raisins because nobody else wants it. But either way, cheers to you all. Merry Christmas. Well, it's a nice port, but no, I take that back. Actually, no, it's not a nice port at all. Oh God, nope, that ain't no 10-year port I've ever tasted. Usually, I drink when I'm feeling a bit sort of I don't know, classist. I guess I drink Taylor's 10-year-old port, which is very nice. Taylor's 10-year-old tawny, but no, this stuff tastes terrible. Oh God, it tastes like a port, but it's really. Ugh, it just, I don't know, it's got like a hint of rot or something. Well, not rot, but it tastes like it's gone off, definitely. No, I'm not really a fan of that. No, it's not very nice. Ugh. Oh well, never mind. I'm guessing that'll probably be the trend for the rest of them. Right, let's pull the rest of that in that bottle. I don't really want to taste them all. Again, it's from, it's the thought that counts, isn't it? But yeah, that's, not very nice, I have to say. It tastes like port, but again, it tastes like raisins. I haven't got a problem with raisins generally, but for a port, I like it to taste of grapes. Yes. No, I wasn't really a fan of that. It didn't taste very nice at all. Never mind. Anyway, 20 years old port. Let's see if I can get this open without losing it all. Well, it came off all right. It doesn't really smell of anything, this one. There's another whiff. It doesn't smell of anything. This one doesn't have any whiff at all to it. No, it's definitely got that grape smell, raisin smell to it, but it's a bit, it's lacking. Alright, so I'm guessing maybe the trend will be that each one gets weaker and weaker, who knows. Anyway, we'll put that to one side for now. Again, not really much difference in colour, really, to be honest. Now, again, you could argue it's been contaminated by the 10-year-old one that I've just drunk out of. So, again, it's not a professional taste test, but you should be able to tell even from this distance. So, it doesn't smell as strongly. It really doesn't smell as bad at all, this one. So, we'll see. Anyway, cheers. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. That basically tastes like a weaker version of the previous one. Not nearly as acidic or raisiny, I suppose. It's difficult to say what the 10-year-old tasted like. It tasted awful. It was it tasted like you drank a port that somebody had put a little tiny bit of nail varnish into, just to bitter it a bit, probably to poison you. This one, on the other hand, tastes blunt. It doesn't... Now that one's more palpable. That one tastes alright, but it's not, again, a really astounding port or anything. It's just, yeah, it just tastes like the previous one, except without the nail polish. That's an improvement, so I guess that worked. Now I've got to pour it into the right bottle now, so again, I'm not going to drink all of this. I don't want to get too smashed. I've already had quite a bit of whiskey today. I've just sobered up with some water and coconut water and pineapple juice, so, you know, I do drink responsibly where I can. But anyway, so I'm pour this back into the bottle. There we go. Okay, so that was the 20-year-old port then. Again, bit better than the 10-year-old one, must say that, but only because it didn't taste as vile. Right, the 30-year-old Maynard's port. Let's see what this bad boy tastes like. Probably hear the cork unscrewing. Again, really easy to take off the lid. Oh, slightly bit overspilled. Let's give the cork a whiff, which isn't actually real cork. It's some sort of some fake cork. I don't know what the actual material is, but anyway. Can't smell anything on the cork. Let's smell the port. Basically smells like a weaker version of the 20-year-old. So, yeah. I wonder if that's what really happens with aged port. Like, it sort of loses its distinct flavour and musk. I don't know. I've never tried, like, a renowned brand port that's older, but, probably because it's too expensive, that's why. I mean, I know I do spend a lot on stupid things, but, port is not one of them. Right, anyway, again, same colour as the previous one, so no difference there. And again, oh, hang on. This has got a slight more hint of that raisiny nail varnish flavour to it, but it's slightly more potent than the 20-year-old one, but not as potent as the 10-year-old one. Anyway, cheers. Ooh, actually that one's a bit richer, just a little bit. Again, not nearly as strong or as potent as the 10-year-old one in terms of the nail varnishy sort of bittery aftertaste. But actually, that's not bad actually though. It's got a more rosier palette to it. Again, you can still taste the raisiny sort of feel to it, but a slight initial taste of traditional port, if that makes sense, with the grape, really strong grape taste. No, I could say out of the three we've tried so far, that's the best one. Not by far though, mind you, but it's there. Alright, 30-year-old port from Aldi, from Maynard's. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright then, now for the biggie, 40-year-old port. Well, at least I can't say I've tried it, but again, really, knowing Maynard's and Aldi, this is probably not what I think it's going to be, but still, let's give it a bash. So, okay, open it up. Okay. Doesn't smell of anything on the cork, or the whatever it is. Ooh, smells a bit grapier, this one, actually, I have to say. A little bit grapier. Okay. Again, same colour, which is why I think, personally, this is not... I don't think this has been aged for 40 years in a barrel. This is just basically... I'm sure it's been through some sort of industrial process that sort of makes it replicate 40 years old, I guess. I don't know. Right, anyway, let's give it a whiff. Again, smells a bit raisiny again, a bit like the previous one, but again, not really much. Again, the 10-year-old one was really vile. Anyway, final one. Cheers all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I hope, again, all of you are well. Ooh. It tastes like a hint of vinegar is in the process here. Yeah, it hasn't got the nail varnish taste to it, but it certainly has, yeah, it feels like there's a bit of vinegar involved somewhere. probably because it's going off slightly. Again, I highly doubt this is really 40 years old. It's just simulated to be like a 40-year-old port. But, yeah, not great. Well, there you go then. So there are our ports from Aldi, Maynards to be specific. And if you spent a lot of money on this, I've got to knock my Shaun and Revy statue over. Shaun from Shaun of the Dead, Revy from Black Lagoon. Sorry, guys. My apologies. Oh, God, Revy, I've ripped your torso off. Oh, my God. Sorry, girl. You can shoot me up later. Right, as in pistols, not drugs. But anyway, yeah, there are the ports. Yeah, if you bought this as a stocking filler or a Christmas present for someone who likes this sort of thing, it's a nice gimmicky, jokey present, but I'm not going to lie, it definitely is not really, well, anything special. It's definitely the port made of raisins or something like that. Cheap, very cheap port. And the only difference being is the 10-year-old one, this one, just had a really big hint of nail varnish. The 20-year-old one, that sort of disappeared. 30-year-old one is probably the best out of the 3 out of those. And then the 40-year-old one just had a... Excuse me, I've drank a lot today. Had a hint of vinegar to it. So if you are going to get a Maynard's port from Aldi and you want a bit of age, get the 30-year-old one if it exists. If not, just drink that one. Use the 10-year-old one as drain cleaner, and the 20-year-old one when you really need an alcoholic hit, and the 40-year-old one as a gag present for someone you don't like. So, there you go. Merry Christmas all, once again. Have a good one. Happy New Year. I'll get some more videos up later, and until then, take it easy, have a good one, drink responsibly, etc., etc., and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.